What's going on YouTube? This is Abhyuday Shukla, and in this video sponsored by Team AppSlash, I'll be taking you through a tutorial on how to deploy your files from the Git repository that you hold to the FTP server automatically. So it will be like that you will be having one specific branch to which we make any changes, they will be reflecting automatically on the FTP server. So this type of strategy will definitely save you from manually uploading your files. It may be website files definitely because we are using FTP server, and so from manually uploading your website files to the FTP server. So you will be having a continuous version control of your website, and as soon as you push your changes to a given branch, that branch will be publishing all the changes. The automation specifically will be publishing all the changes to the FTP. For this, we will need one FTP server. So for this, I have Windows Plus hosting associated with a domain that we'll be soon looking at, and also a Git repository where one branch I have specially provisioned that should be deployed. So it can be called as a production branch. I am going to have it as a main branch of ours. So let's dive into the programming part of it and how we do it. We'll begin with understanding the scenario that we want to work on. So I'll be having a Visual Studio Code running on my local machine, which will be pushing all the code to the remote repository which is hosted on GitHub. The GitHub repository will be having two branches, one is dev and one is master. My changes from the local, that is from the Visual Studio Code, will be pushed to the dev branch, and any change made to the dev branch won't be affecting the changes in FTP. So when I want to make any changes to the master, it will be like I will be pushing my code to the dev branch, creating a pull request followed by a merge from dev to master, and then as soon as any code changes take place on the master, GitHub actions will be there that will be making this happen, that all the content from the master gets copied to the FTP. And obviously we have an FTP password that we don't want to show up over here, because if someday you want to make your repository public, then people will also be able to see the password of your FTP. So what we'll be doing is we'll be creating an FTP password into a GitHub secrets. We do have that provision. I'll be taking you through it. Also, the FTP, the GitHub action that I have employed for this tutorial is FTP deploy. So I'll be posting the link of this FTP deploy GitHub action into the description. You can refer that. It pretty much has the documentation as well. We'll begin with creating an FTP account. I already have a hosted service, that is a hosted FTP. So I'll be logging into my hosting platform. It's a Windows Plus platform. With the same hosting platform, I do have a domain attached. It's idcheck.in. I will be moving to FTP access section of it. I'll be moving to create an FTP account. I'll keep the name of this FTP account as demo account. It's asking me for a home directory. So this is basically asking me that to what all folders I want to give this user access to. So overall there will be a lot of folders in my disk. This is the remote disk, I should say. So I'll be giving access to HTTP docs folder only. So that's how. So this explains that demo account will be having access to HTTP docs folder only. I'll create a password. Preferably I'll ask to generate it. Yeah, so this is gonna be our password for today. I'm going to store it somewhere. Here we go with the password, and demo account will be the username of the FTP. There you go. Make sure that you give it read and write permissions as well, because it's eventually the GitHub action that will be performing the write actions to your FTP. So it will be making use of this very account, and it should be having the write access as well. So write permission I have checked. I'm going to create this FTP account now. After creating our FTP account, we have a username, a password associated with that username. Now we need to find the host, that is the address where this machine or the disk space is there, so that we can connect with it later on. Essentially on my Windows Plus hosting platform, I can find it right over here. It's an essential thing to connect when you are using FTP. So you will also find it in your cPanel as well. So I'm going to copy it and I'm going to keep it as a backup with my FTP username and password. So we are done with the 3 credentials that we required to connect with the FTP. Following our plan, we now have to have our GitHub repository. I'll be hopping to create one. I'll name it as test repo. That name is available. My test deploy repo. That's what the description I have for it. I'm going to click on create repository. The repository is now created and all I need to do is clone it at my local system. So let's copy the Git URL. It is very much handy as soon as I create my GitHub repository. I'll be going to Visual Studio Code on my local system. I'll be hopping over to the clone repository section of it. Since I am already signed in with my GitHub account over this Visual Studio Code platform, so I'll just have to click on clone repository and I can click on clone from GitHub. It will find the repository that are there on my name. So the first repository I can see is test repo. This is what I wanted to clone. Now it's asking me to give a folder where do I need to clone this repository in my local. So I have a space in my E drive. The tutorials folder I believe is empty. Yeah, I'll select this one as the repository location. So I'll click it and yeah, it started cloning the GitHub repository. Now it's asking me whether I want to open the clone repository or not. Definitely, that's what we all are here for. I'll click on open, preferably on new window. Our local development environment is all ready, and now what we can do, we can begin with creating a new file in the local GitHub repository. Essentially it's going to be index.html. People who have worked with HTML, they probably know why I kept this name. So I'm going to save it, index.html, and I have to put in some code to it. So what I'll do is I'll copy the code from W3 Schools. It is some basic HTML, and I'm going to paste it right over here with a save operation followed by it. And you can see that I have my Git actions taking place. I should not say it as Git actions, but GitHub tracking taking place. What I can do is I can stage these changes, and before committing I need to give it a message. So I'll give it second commit. As while making this tutorial I made one commit and it didn't work, so I had to refilm it again. So I'll push it, I'll commit it to my local GitHub repository, and to push it to my remote repository, first of all I have to write git push. So in this way the changes from my local master branch will go to the remote repository's master branch. You'll see a few logs associated with it. There you go. And once this operation is complete, I can hop again to my GitHub repository page on GitHub, and I can click on refresh, and I'll see the index.html second commits. This is the commit message that we had for our very recent commit. Now with this I'm going to create a new branch. The branch name will be dev as we had in our plan, and since it is created from master, we'll have the same code as master in our dev branch also. Now since dev branch is created in our remote repository, we need to tell our local system that there is a change in our remote repository and you need to pull it. So I am going to perform a command of git pull over here and click enter. So with this it has understood that a remote branch dev has been created on our local system as well. I'm going to switch to the dev branch in my local as well, so I'll write the command git switch dev, switch to a new branch dev, and it also has the same code as the master does for now. So I'm going to make a certain changes into it, and here comes the very essential part. We have to write a script for the GitHub actions so that they are performed.
only when a change is made to the master branch. So all the changes made to master branch need to be copied to the FTP. That's how it's gonna be. So currently we are into the dev branch on my local. So I'm going to make a script over here. That script follows a specific method. You have to create a new folder within your repository folder. It's gonna be GitHub with period sign in very first of its name, and inside this I'm going to create another folder which will be workflows. Along with that, inside this workflows folder I'm going to create a new file which is named as main.yml. This main.yml file follows the syntax as given in this documentation, the FTP deploy GitHub action documentation I'm talking of. So I'm just copying this deploy action, and I have prepared it for making this tutorial really short. So with this I'm going to copy it right over here and paste it over here. So for any changes made to master branch to this FTP server that we have already copied, yeah, it is this one. This is the FTP user, not this one. We have created a new FTP user earlier. Yeah. Now before giving the password right away over here in your main.yml, we can do it by creating a GitHub secret. So it's gonna be a little tutorial of creating a GitHub secrets as well. Hop over to your GitHub repository page, go to the settings section. Inside the settings section you need to go to the secrets tab, and here you will have a new repository secret. You can keep the name of your secret anything you want. So right now I'm going to keep it prod followed by an FTP password. It's gonna be such. Over here the value of this secret is essentially going to be the password of the FTP account that we created earlier. Over here I'll create add secret. So we now have prod FTP password. So this password is there with the GitHub, and we need not supply the password right away in our visible section. Next, what I'll do, I'll save all these files. I've made a little change to my index.html as well. So now these changes are awaited to be staged and be committed to the repository. First the local, definitely. So I'm going to stage all the changes right now. All the state changes needs to be committed. So I'm going to write it deploy action files. This should be a good commit message. I'm going to commit it to my local repository. I am currently in the dev branch over my local as well, so I'm going to push the same to my dev branch of the remote repository. So we'll go and write git push, and as soon as I perform push command, that's how it's gonna work. Okay, so my push is done from the local dev to the remote dev branch respectively. We'll move to the code section of it, and as you can see we have a message dev had recent pushes less than a minute ago. So master branch already has second commits. That was the first commit that we made, and the dev branch has the deploy actions files as well, but you can see there is no deployment currently happening over here. So what we need to do, we need to create a pull request followed by a merge, and merge all the changes of the dev branch to the master branch. Essentially this is what we were going to do to trigger the GitHub action. I just missed the code. Yeah, we are here. So it's gonna be a compare and pull request. We are going to take up all the changes from dev and push it to the master. I'll not leave any comments because those don't make sense over here. We'll create a pull request, and who's going to merge? Because I'm the god of this repository, I'm going to merge it. I'll confirm the merge, and as soon as the merge happens, it means that the changes have been made to the master branch, and here you can see we have some checks haven't completed and production deploy has started because the changes were made on master, and the push started to happen. So now you can see we'll again move to the file manager of our idcheck.in FTP. So I have logged in and I'm again into the HTTP docs folder of my hosting, and you can see here that the same index.html file has been deployed automatically from your master, or you can say as soon as you pushed anything from your master to the FTP as well. So in this way you don't have to again and again deploy or copy your files from your local system to your FTP and use the credentials. You can right away push it from your GitHub repository to the FTP space where you want it to be. We'll again see it in action. I'll manipulate the FTP file again. So it's gonna be, I'm going to ask you to subscribe. I don't even know the spelling, maybe that's why I was not asking for it till now. Yeah, so I've updated the index.html file. I am going to stage the changes. Subscribe request, I'm going to commit it into my local, and I'm again going to push my local changes to the remote repository, that is definitely to the dev branch. So the changes are pushed to the dev branch. I can see by reloading the GitHub page of my repository. As soon as I go to dev branch, I can see my commit has been accepted over here, but no such deployment has been going on. As soon as I create a pull request from dev to master, it's gonna compare and create a pull request. I'm going to merge it. I'll confirm the merge. The code has been merged, and as soon the code has been merged, it means a push operation to master. Again the deployment started. So we'll move to the file section of our FTP or the hosting platform, and where we'll check whether these changes have been accepted or not. I believe there was only one file that is supposed to be changed, so it should be done by now. I think it's still in progress. This yellow dot indicates it. Yeah, it's still in progress. Hopefully we can see the changes right now. I click on index.html. Meanwhile, I'll refresh this GitHub repository page also. Okay, till now the changes haven't been made because it's gonna take some time to be reflected. It's hardly 1 or 2 minutes, I guess. So as you can see, there is a tick symbol over here. This means that file has been deployed successfully. And once I reload this index.html file again, I can see the changes have been made. Since idcheck.in was a domain that was attached to a public folder, I can right away ping this website check.in, and as soon as I click on OK, maybe I encountered some server error because idcheck.in domain may not be pointing to this HTTP docs folder. So we can configure it over our Plesk platform as well. But yes, essentially the core part of this tutorial was to explain you the deployment from the GitHub branch directly to your FTP, and we are very cool with it.
That's all for this video, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in, and if it did help you, do like and subscribe my channel. This is Abhyuday Shukla signing off. Bye bye.